Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Tori, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. If you keep up with a lot of podcasts outside of mine, you may be familiar with kind of the trend going around that's like your own version of 75 Hard. I know Alex Earl did one, I know the Girls of What We Said did one, and I really felt like, for me, as someone who works a full-time job and has a lot going on, the things that they wanted to do were a little bit unattainable for myself and my schedule. So I was thinking about it and I really wanted to do some sort of like 30 hard because today's the 1st and then things would end on like the last day of May, so the 31st. I wanted to do things that were attainable for myself and my schedule and for people who have a similar schedule to mine because I feel like it's more likely that people have a schedule like myself where I go to work from 8 to 5 and have to do all these other things like, you know, I have responsibilities like my dog and like things I just have to do. And people would relate to that more than probably like an influencer schedule where you have a little bit more time. So while they had like some great ideas and I'm not discrediting them at all, I'm sure it was amazing for some people, I wanted to cater to this audience more. So if you're someone who wants to glow up, have like a whole moment where they just become a new version of themselves, they want to work on themselves but they don't know where to start, then this is for you. Like I said, I'm probably going to start tomorrow. This is going up on the 1st, so I'll start on May 2nd. So if you're interested in hearing what we're going to be doing and what I'm going to be focusing on for the next month, definitely stick around. We are quite literally going to ride at dawn. Before I jump in, I do want to mention, don't forget to follow on whatever platform you're currently listening or watching on. Leave a rating, a review, a like, a comment. All of that really helps out my podcast, and I would appreciate it so much. I want to hear from you. I want to hear all the tea, what you love, what you don't love, and everything in between. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the episode. I'm Grace Tori, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. So as you guys know, I mentioned it a tiny bit in my last podcast episode, but I haven't been feeling super motivated to do anything, like do any growth or like self-care. Well, not self-care, I don't know. I just haven't been motivated to like go out of my way to like better myself. I'm just tired. So I've been trying to find a way to ease myself back into it. And I think the best way to do that is to start over, like kind of reset in a way. And the first place to kind of work when you don't really know where to start is on yourself, because when yourself is in a better place, everything's kind of going to flow from that. So these are ways that I'm kind of doing that. All of this is focused on like the typical 75 hard stuff. So all of it's focused on like improving yourself and like your workouts and your health and how you're eating. But I think that how you're eating and how you're working out and what you're spending your time doing, as well as your environment, all heavily impact your mental health. And so that's another big reason why I wanted to do this, because I feel like I'm just going to feel a lot better mentally when I do this. So this is 30 hard my way. One more thing I want to add before we jump in. I don't think by any means that this is like the best I can do. I almost feel like this is a gateway, and once I set the habit, I'm going to continue to improve after this month. So that's another reason why I felt like it was really attainable. If you're just getting into the swing of things and you aren't like super experienced with like working out, or you don't have a ton of time, these are quick, easy, not so intimidating things you can do to kind of get you into the mindset and get you geared up so that you get into the habit, and then later you can add on to it. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this. I feel like this is a good way to start your journey and then grow and build on it as you go. One more thing I want to add, and then I'll promise I'll jump into it, is just because I'm starting on the 2nd doesn't mean you can't start whenever you want. If you're watching this after, if you're watching this 6 months down the road and you want to do it, obviously you can do it whenever you want. So that's just going to be when I'm attempting, but you can do it literally whenever, and it's going to benefit you the same amount. So the first thing on the list is regarding working out. I am going to commit to either doing a 30-minute walk or workout 5 days a week. So for me, this looks like walking on a treadmill or walking my dog for 30 minutes 4 of those days, and then I ride my horse for 30 minutes on Sundays. When I say walking on the treadmill, I do mean like the 3-13-30 workout where you do 3 miles per hour, 13 incline for 30 minutes. I haven't worked my way up to that yet. I don't have that stamina yet, but that is what I typically do when I go to the gym. That works best for me. That's when I see the most results. It's low impact. It's not like super stressful on me, but it does show results. So that's what I'm focusing on. If you do some sort of 30-minute workout 5 days a week, all good, girly. Like, that's just me and my personal preference. But you could do a hot girl walk, do Pilates, do something to get active for 30 minutes a day to start the process of getting into the habit. Next is 64 ounces of water daily. So I'm horrible at drinking water. I just don't do it. And so it's a lot for me to do it, honestly. So this is what I'm using. I think I've showed you guys this before, but I'm using my Five Below knockoff Stanley. This is 40 ounces, I believe. Yeah, 40 ounces. So I'm just trying to drink 2 of these to cover my bases. But 64 ounces is like the bar that I've set, and I think that that's a good place to start as well if you guys want to join me. It is, you know, water helps. A lot of times I feel like I'm upset or cranky or I have a headache, and I am, but it's because I'm dehydrated. So drinking water is like, if you can't do anything else, make sure you start drinking the recommended amount of water intake. That is probably the most important thing that you could do on this list. Next is 3 meals a day, and for me that's really difficult. I usually eat 1.5, and it's not good for you. I am horrible about under eating all day, and then at night I end up binge eating and I eat food that's really, really bad for me, and it's not great. I just feel like you need to eat 3 meals a day. It's so much healthier for you. A lot of times I feel like I'm cranky and such, just like with not drinking enough water, and it's because I've only had like 200 calories that day in food, and I do feel like my body looks weird because I don't eat enough, and it definitely reflects in how my body looks. And I've noticed that when I do eat 3 meals a day, I look better, I feel better, I'm happier. So I want to make sure that I'm eating 3 nutritious meals a day. So that probably is going to look like throwing oatmeal together in the morning, having some sort of veggie and protein for lunch, and then cooking a nutritious dinner at night. Josh and I do a HelloFresh, and they have good dinners. But 3 meals a day is something I'm really going to strive towards, because I know that may sound simple for a lot of people, but for me, I literally don't do it, and it's really hard for me. I've never eaten 3 meals in my entire life, and so I really need to do that. Read 1 chapter of a book a day. I already do this, but I have a problem where I read like 15 chapters and then I don't read the book for like 3 days, and instead I just want to at least read 1 chapter a day. I don't want to overextend myself and do 15 chapters. So on days where I'm really busy, I don't want to pressure myself to do too much as well, but I would much rather read 1 chapter of a book a day than watch 1 YouTube video or something, because I know that I'm watching TV every single day, but why, if I can do that every day, why can't I at least read 1 chapter? Like, I don't have to replace my books with TV completely, replace TV with my books completely, but I still want to make sure I'm doing it because it's something I enjoy, and it is beneficial. It has benefits for your health, your mindset, all of that stuff. During the week, I tend to drink a lot of coffee because we have like coffee available at our work, and while coffee itself isn't bad, like black coffee, I never drink my coffee black. I put all kinds of horrible things in it. So instead of drinking coffee, I want to replace it with green tea. It's been really hard because the change of caffeine makes a huge difference. Like, I'm a lot more tired after drinking green tea than coffee, but I've noticed the coffee just doesn't affect me right. Like, it makes my anxiety bad. The creamer that we have at work makes me bloated, makes me feel awful. Like, I quite literally feel terrible. I get heartburn. So it's not that coffee itself is bad. It's just that I'm personally going to be switching green tea or matcha with my coffee so that I feel better, because I feel better when I do that. So if you prefer green tea, matcha, whatever it is, if you want to do that as well, that's super helpful. By the way, I will post this on my Instagram after I post this, so I'll probably post it tomorrow, the 2nd. so that you guys have this list and you can refer to it. So let's talk about diet for a second. This next one is very unique to myself, but I still want you to do something to improve your health. It could be one small thing, but I don't want you to do it also without having general knowledge of your body and what it needs. So for me, that thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm limiting dairy and artificial sugar intake, because for me personally, it is not good. Like, things are not good. I get sick, I don't feel great, I get foggy. I'm not a fan of dairy and artificial sugar. I mean, I'm a fan, obviously, because I do have it, but when I do, I get sick. So I'm going to be limiting that because I do want to feel better. I don't want to feel foggy, I don't want to feel tired. I just want to feel energized and, like, good, and I can't do that when I'm having a ton of dairy and artificial sugar. So I'm not cutting it out completely, but I am limiting it. But like I said, that's unique to me and my body and how it responds and what I'm, like, sensitive to. So if there's something that you know that you're sensitive to that you need to cut out, work on limiting that this month. If there's not, and you feel like you're great, totally skip this step. But for me personally, that's what I'm going to be focusing on. Next has to do with environment. I am going to be deep cleaning my house probably Saturday to kind of start off on a good foot, but clean your space for 15 minutes every day. Even if you have the cleanest house on the planet, I know that you can benefit from cleaning your house for 15 minutes every day, because you get out of bed in the morning, maybe you didn't make your bed that day, maybe you need to take the trash out, maybe you need to, change your sheets. Like, there's things you have to maintain. So you can definitely pick up for 15 minutes every day. I guarantee you make 15 minutes a mess every day. So again, if you already do this, totally skip it. But for myself, I need to do this. Or if you already do it, you can add more time onto that if you have time available. Again, these are meant to be, like, super chill. We're not trying to add a bunch of stressful things to it. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to go from, like, 0 to 100. These are just to slowly, well, not so slowly. These are just to implement into your life already. That's why they're not meant to be crazy. All together, I feel like this is probably less than an hour of additional things you can do a day. The last one isn't, but it's only per week. So yeah, clean your space for 15 minutes every day, and I guarantee you're going to notice a difference. The last one, I thought this would be way longer than it is. Wow, okay, straight to the point. The last one is one social event per week. I already did that this week because I went to a concert yesterday. But I count a social event is going out with people that you don't hang out with 24/7. So I don't count going on a date with Josh as a social event because we live together and I see him 24/7. But I do count going and getting mimosas with one of my good friends that I don't live with and maybe I don't see every day. So maybe if work is having an event and you go to that, if your friends want to go out and you go with them, go to dinner with someone, like, those are social events. You can count a date with your boyfriend if you want. It's just, for me personally, I don't count it because I want to push myself to do things I don't normally do. And Josh and I live together, so if I really wanted to, I could count, like, going to the gas station and getting ice cream as a social event, quote unquote. And I don't want to just have that gray area, so I'm just saying, like, not counting that at all. So those are the items that I have listed for the 30 hard that I'm doing. If you still have questions, don't be shy. DM me on Instagram, message me on TikTok, whatever you want to do, and I'll be there. Comment down below if you're on a platform where you can. I'm happy to answer your questions. These are the gateway steps to becoming whoever you want, that girl, glowing up, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do this together. We're hopefully going to feel so much more energized, so much more healthy mentally. The key is I want you to make sure that you're focusing on nutrient-dense foods when it comes to your meals. Make sure that you are working out. You don't have to do anything crazy. Make sure that you are focusing on you. Do what's best for you. If you feel like you need a less stressful day, make sure you're taking it. If you feel like you need to push yourself more, you're gonna know the answer. But I really want to make sure that we all are feeling like our best self going into the summer, and this is a great way to do that. So I'm not going to take a progress picture. I know for most of the stuff you're supposed to, but I really am doing it for the mental side of things. Like, I would like to lose a couple pounds because I've definitely gained them, but I don't want to focus on that because I feel like that will make my personal mental health not feel so great. But if you want to take progress pictures, girly, pop off. So yeah, that's really it. This is a shorter episode. I just wanted to make sure I get this out and kind of give you guys the tea. I'm sorry I didn't give you more of a heads up. I was thinking about it today and I was like, you know what? Balls to the wall, we're doing that. So that's where that came from. But yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully we all come out of this feeling so much better. If you aren't already, don't forget to follow, subscribe, all the tea, and that's pretty much it. I upload every single Sunday and Wednesday. If you're watching this on the Wednesday night it comes out, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching it or listening to it any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. I love you guys so, so much, and let me know if you're joining or not. I want to know. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!